Hello guys, welcome to exercise 13-1. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to create rooms. We already have created rooms, but in this case, we're going to be looking at how to tag them and how to get overall square footage. So if you go under the architectural tab, we were creating rooms by using the build panel, but in this case, we're going to be using room and area. So I'm going to select room, and I'm simply going to select the tag that's room with area. Now you can also get volume, but notice how whenever I'm placing my room, the room is actually looking at the walls as the boundaries. So when I place this room in, everything that was actually opened or allowed to be open, pretty much the room encompasses all of that. So when I hit escape, now how do I separate these rooms? I can come in here back into the architectural tab, room and area, and there's a room separator right next to rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and separate the rooms here. So this will create our entry foyer. Then you have your dining on your left side, and then we can separate this room out even further. Now, since the tag was placed in the area where it was the foyer area, so the room will be encompassed into this space. The door here blocks that. So let's go ahead and use tab to select back our room. And when I select the room, not only do I have this room under properties, I am able to look at the area and the perimeter of that room. Now, this stuff is very important because down to 0.01 square feet, you're able to, this is what's going to be asked on your Revit user certification exam. Next, we're going to go ahead and rename these rooms. So this room, I'm going to go ahead and rename it to entry. And notice how it already has a tag of 5 next to it. We're going to go ahead and populate all these rooms, but in this case I'm going to go ahead and rename this to 100 since we're on the first floor, and then we're going to go ahead and populate all our room tags and create rooms. So once you have your rooms labeled, all your rooms are going to have a different room number. So in this case, I have 106, 104, 101. All right, guys, once you have all your rooms labeled, if you ever end up having the same room number, it will create a conflict within the file. For example, if my coat closet was also 100 like my entry, you'll end up getting this message. That just means that there's a duplicate number. It's not a huge issue. It will mess up your schedules. So therefore, you just simply go back in and re-edit your coat closet to be 101. Notice how all the room numbers are different and you have square footage on each one of these rooms. Now we can separate out what's conditioned and what is not conditioned when we get to our schedule. Specifically, like garage is an additional 800 square feet, and all of this is dynamic. For example, if I was to add a wall here and separate out this room and create a new room here, hypothetically, notice how the square footage for the entries changes because the room itself now is encompassed inside this cavity. Now this is why it's considered a dynamic, because if I was to go ahead and delete this wall, and the square feet will automatically update. Now if I was to look at specifically what's the square footage down to the decimal, you can simply select the actual key or the actual room by cycling through tab. Once you select the room, the actual square footage will be down here and perimeter. So we're going to go ahead and do that for the second floor plan and as well as the basement. So you're going to go under our project browser, scroll down to second floor plan, and we're going to go ahead and start populating this. Another thing I want to mention is in this particular case, you have pretty much your keynotes are being overlapped due to the elevation tags or the interior elevation tag. You can simply select these elevation tags by holding down tab and cycling through and selecting them, right click, hide in view, category. And once you hide these particular categories, you can actually place these room tags more easily. Again, if we were to do a notes plan, we would duplicate the second floor plan. Under our project browser, we simply right click and we'll do duplicate view and we'll duplicate it and actually put all our elevation tags there. But this is just for room square footage area. So once we have the second floor complete, we have a primary bedroom, we have our 2 baths. I've not put in anything for our closets, although we do have a closet here and we have a closets here. We're not getting those square footage. Again, these are things that you can add, but in this particular case, the book does not add those. We're going to go ahead and move to the basement, go into the project browser, and we're going to go all the way down to the basement, and we're going to repeat these steps. Again, in this particular circumstance, notice how I placed the room tag here. So this is where the room starts from. And you want to go ahead and divide this room again. You go under the room and area panel and room separator, and you're going to separate the rooms just like what we did for the first floor. Here, next, we're going to tag all our doors. You can go to the first floor plan or you can start from the basement plan. I want to start from the basement plan since we're already here. You're going to go under the Annotate tab and you're going to say Tag by Category. And you can simply select the category. You don't need to have leaders on. You can choose to have leaders off. And simply you're going to select the doors. And as you select the doors, these doors will end up getting a specific door tag. So just by going over those doors, you'll have those same tags. Now, how I like to do my door schedule is set the door schedule in such a way where I can go ahead and change the door tags to reflect hardware on each door being exactly the same. The way the book is doing it is we're tagging doors in according to the room numbers. So whatever the room number is, that's what the door number is. So they're receiving it. But when it comes to construction or practical sense, let's say these 2 doors are the same, I would tag it 002 or 002, and they'll be exactly the same door. So the contractors knows no matter if I was to switch these doors up, you'll end up having the same door being placed there. But in this particular case, we're going to be tagging doors according to the room numbers. So let's go ahead and switch back to first floor plan, and let's tag all of our doors according to the room numbers. We'll go under the Annotate tab. We're going to go Tag by Category, and we're simply going to go ahead and select the doors, and as we hover over them, we'll have our tags being created. One thing you will realize is that your garage doors are also doors themselves. So if you're going to tag those particular doors, we're going to go ahead, if any room has more than one door, so this door became 107A, 107A, just because this room number is 107, and again, this one's going to be 107B and 107C. Now, again, I would name them the same in terms of construction, but in this particular case, we're basing them based on room numbers. Now that you have your doors for this first floor plan, we're going to go ahead and go to the second floor plan. We're going to go under Project Browser, and now we're going to move ourselves to the second floor plan, and we're going to go ahead and tag our doors here. Now, these doors, I remember when I was placing them, I had quite a bit of doors already tagged on placement on. So I have all these doors primarily with the tags included. So I'm just simply going to be changing the name of those door tags. So one thing I want you to notice is as I'm going in and picking up these doors, I'm also looking at the fact that if I have a door missing or not. So in this particular case, I had to add a door to go to this restroom. I had to pretty much open up this wall to make sure that there's circulation going into the rooms, and always check your flows and your walls. With that said, that concludes exercise 13-1. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Follow for more content.